Imagine a bear, yes, a bear, marching to war shoulder to shoulder with the soldiers. It's not a fairy tale, it's Wojtek's incredible story. This is living testimony that even in the darkest chaos of history, when the world seemed to be collapsing, unexpected heroes can emerge, creatures capable of touching the heart and inspiring courage. Get ready to discover how a little furry orphan became a full fledged soldier, a loyal comrade, and a legend in uniform who left an indelible mark on the hearts of his comrades and on history itself. During World War II, a time of unimaginable loss and deep despair, Wojtek's story shone as a beacon of hope, an extraordinary symbol of courage, deep loyalty, and resilience in the midst of the greatest adversity. His is not just the story of an animal, but of pure camaraderie, of an indomitable spirit that crossed borders and species, forging an unbreakable bond in an age desperately seeking something to believe in. Our story begins in an unexpected place, Persia, now Iran, back in 1942. At that juncture, a group of Polish soldiers, survivors of the brutal Soviet deportations and now on their way to join the Allied forces, were braving the unforgiving desert. They were men and women who had lost everything, their land, their families, and they bore the weight of immense pain. As they crossed a mountain pass, their attention was caught by a young Iranian boy who had something strange in his bag. Inside, there was a tiny bear cub, no bigger than a rabbit, with frightened eyes and a helpless look. He had been orphaned, his mother chased away or perhaps killed by a local hunter. Immediately, the soldiers, accustomed to the harshness of war but with hearts still capable of compassion, were moved. They saw in that little orphan an echo of their own condition, uprooted, far from home, vulnerable. Without hesitation, they purchased the cub for a few cans of corned beef. What they didn't know was that they were welcoming into their ranks not just a pet but a future comrade in arms, a legendary soldier bear. The little bear was quickly adopted and named Wojtek, which in Polish means joyous warrior or one who loves war. He was too small to eat solid food, so the soldiers fed him condensed milk, poured into an empty vodka bottle. That bottle, and later the beer, would become symbols of his integration into the company. Wojtek grew rapidly, not only in height but also in affection and bond with his new parents. Soon Wojtek was no longer just a puppy, but a full-fledged member of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company, part of the Polish II Corps. He learned to interact deeply with humans, demonstrating astonishing intelligence and learning ability. He enjoyed play wrestling with the soldiers with increasing strength that required caution, but always with an affectionate and playful nature. He had also learned habits that would seem inconceivable to a bear. He smoked cigarettes, although in reality he ate them with gusto, and he drank beer, which he particularly enjoyed, always in the company of his soldier friends. He was a bear who responded to his name, who greeted with a paw, and who, when the soldiers washed, joined them for a refreshing shower, loving the water and the sound of the splash. He was not a caged animal, he was free to roam, to snoop around tents, and he often slept beside the soldiers, offering warmth and comfort on cold, desolate nights. His presence was a blessing to the troops' morale. In a time of unspeakable horror, Wojtek brought joy, lightheartedness, and a sense of normalcy. It was a distraction from the brutalities of war, a reminder of a simpler life and unconditional love. The soldiers cared for him with the same dedication they would have cared for a brother, and he reciprocated with a loyalty that went beyond all expectations. Then came the crucial moment, the one that would cement his legend in history, the Battle of Monte Cassino in the heart of Italy in 1944. This was no ordinary skirmish, but one of the fiercest, bloodiest, and most strategic battles of the entire Second World War. Allied forces were trying to break through the Gustav Line and capture the Abbey of Monte Cassino, a natural fortress that the Germans had transformed into an impregnable bulwark. The fighting was incessant and brutal, with immense losses on both sides. The 22nd Artillery Supply Company had a vital and dangerous task, transporting heavy crates of artillery shells to the battery positions under constant enemy fire. It was exhausting, grueling work, requiring extraordinary physical strength and mental endurance. It was in this hell that Wojtek did not just watch, but actively contributed, showing a courage that would have astonished anyone. When he saw the soldiers struggling under the weight of bullets, Wojtek, with his incredible natural strength and innate loyalty, volunteered for the task. This says so now, even though he could, he volunteered for the task. He began to imitate his human companions, picking up the heavy crates of ammunition, each weighing nearly 100 pounds, and carrying them with disconcerting ease. He never backed down from danger. Amidst the roar of explosions, the whiz of bullets, and the cries of battle, Wojtek walked bravely with the soldiers, never letting a single shot fall, never hesitating. His precision was astonishing, delicately placing each case in the exact spot required. He didn't need to be guided or pushed, he seemed to understand the importance of his mission and the need for every single bullet for his friends. The sight of a bear carrying ammunition between the front lines was something beyond reason, an image so surreal yet so real that it galvanized the troops. Her example inspired deep admiration and renewed determination. She was a miracle, a living legend who moved among them, a reminder that even in the most desperate circumstances, hope and help could come from the most unexpected sources. His acts of courage and loyalty did not go unnoticed and were soon officially recognized. In an unprecedented gesture, Wojtek was officially conscripted into the Polish army with the rank of corporal and a serial number. To honor his extraordinary contribution at Monte Cassino, the emblem of the 22nd Supply Company was changed. It now depicted a bear carrying an artillery shell. This image became an emblem of heroism and dedication, a lasting tribute to his indomitable spirit. Wojtek thus became an unwavering symbol of dedication and courage, a bridge between the human and animal worlds, showing that loyalty and love know no barriers. His presence not only significantly improved the morale of the Polish troops, but also became a point of reference for other Allied soldiers who were fascinated and amused by the stories of the soldier bear. He became a living legend, with a special place in the hearts of his comrades and a story passed down from generation to generation, a tale that continues to inspire and move. At the end of the war, Wojtek and his companions were transferred to Scotland. There, after an extraordinary existence alongside men, he finally found rest in Edinburgh Zoo, where he lived a long and peaceful old age, always visited by his old soldier friends who never forgot him.